Hello, my name is David Kerr and you are watching Shalom World News. Here's your latest news headlines from around the globe. First, to the US election, and the people of Louisiana have voted to amend their state constitution in order to ban public funding of abortion and to prevent any Louisiana court ever claiming that a right to abortion exists within the state's constitution. Known as the Love Life Amendment, the measure was aimed at updating the state's constitution to include the line, quote, "Nothing in this constitution shall be construed to secure or protect a right to abortion or require the funding of abortion." The amendment was passed by 64% to 36%. Elsewhere, though, there was a reversal for the pro-life movement in Colorado, where electors voted against a measure that would have outlawed late-term abortions in the state. Proposition 115 would have prohibited abortions after a child had been alive for 22 weeks in the womb. It was defeated, however, by 59% to 41%. Meanwhile, the result of the US presidential election between President Donald Trump and Vice President Joe Biden is still disputed and unclear. The Archbishop of San Francisco is urging local law enforcement in California to, quote, "press charges to the full extent of the law against those accused last month of vandalising and toppling a statue of the 18th century Franciscan missionary St. Junipero Serra. 6 people were arrested and charged following the incident that took place at the St. Raphael Mission Church in San Rafael on October the 12th. Now, Archbishop Salvatore Corleone has written to the Marin County District Attorney requesting that they do not trivialise such alleged acts of vandalism as, quote, "minor property crime, but instead view it as, quote, an attack on Catholics as people." Archbishop Corleone says that if the perpetrators of such crimes are not brought to justice, it would empower mobs to dictate what religious symbols people may display on their own property. The October 12th incident was but the latest in a series of similar attacks upon statues of St. Junipero across California in recent months. Critics accuse the saint of having oppressed Native Americans. That's a charge his defenders, though, including Archbishop Corleone, strenuously deny. A court in Brazil has forbidden a pro-abortion campaign group from using the word Catholic in its name because its stated goals are, quote, "incompatible with Catholic teaching." The decision was handed down by the São Paulo State Court against the self-styled organisation Catholics for the Right to Decide. In his ruling, Judge José Carlos Ferreira Alves said that there was, quote, "a clear distortion and an incompatibility of the adopted name and the association's goals and concrete action." Judge Ferreira has given the group 15 days to change its name or face fines of $175 a day. Catholics for the Right to Decide say they will continue to fight the ruling. Russian President Vladimir Putin is urging his government to step up measures aimed at reducing the numbers of abortion in his country in order to help avert drastic population decline. Between 2006 and 2018, Russia saw a 60% decline in its abortion rate. That drop is largely attributed to various measures, including the creation of pregnancy support centres within maternity clinics and hospitals. Now, though, President Putin has ordered his Prime Minister, Mikhail Mishustin, to see what more can be done to reduce the number of abortions in Russia still further. Already several key measures have been announced, including on Saturday, a pledge to improve legal, medical and sanitary assistance for pregnant women. England's most senior Catholic bishop has written to the country's Prime Minister to express his view that the wholesale suspension of public masses as part of the fight against COVID-19 has, quote, "no scientific justification." The letter from Cardinal Vincent Nichols of Westminster to UK Premier Boris Johnson was sent ahead of a new 4-week lockdown in England aimed at addressing the spread of the coronavirus. The lockdown is due to start on Thursday, November the 5th. Cardinal Nichols co-signed the letter of concern along with senior representatives of other religions and Christian denominations. In it, they state their belief that the benefits of public worship are scientifically well attested to, and so public worship should be declared an essential service that can continue throughout lockdown. A grassroots rosary crusade has been launched by lay Catholics in Poland aimed at praying for the rights of the unborn and the end of pro-abortion protests across the country. Entitled Rosary to the Gates of Heaven, the campaign began on November the 1st and will run for 7 days. The organisers want people to pray the Holy Rosary each day at home or in church. The organisation's website say they want to make reparation to God for the sin of abortion. On October the 22nd, Poland's top court ruled that abortions in the case of fetal defects are unconstitutional. At present, there are approximately 1,000 legal abortions in Poland each year. 98% of those, however, are carried out on the grounds of fetal disabilities. The decision by the country's Constitutional Tribunal has sparked a wave of anti-Catholic civil unrest carried out by pro-abortion activists across Poland. Finally, the 19th century founder of the Knights of Columbus has been beatified. The ceremony proclaiming Father Michael McGivney as blessed took place on Saturday at St. Joseph Cathedral in Hartford, Connecticut. A decree of beatification issued by the Vatican was read aloud during Holy Mass. In it, Pope Francis praised Father McGivney for his, quote, zeal for the proclamation of the gospel and generous concern for his brothers and sisters. Founded in 1882 to bring spiritual and material support to Catholic men and their often impoverished families, the Knights of Columbus is now the largest Catholic men's organisation in the world with over 2 million members. The beatification follows the authentication of a miracle attributed to Father McGivney involving the healing of an unborn baby from a life-threatening condition back in 2015. As it happens, that baby, now a 5-year-old boy by the name of Michael McGivney Shackle, was at Saturday's Mass along with his family. God is good. Well, that's all for now. Do join me next time for some more news headlines from around the globe. Until then, may God bless you. Shalom.